You know the exact moment. You're sitting in a meeting or maybe at dinner with family when someone throws a thinly veiled insult in your direction. Suddenly, the whole room goes quiet and all eyes turn to you. That comment is a calculated trap. In psychology, this is known as a control test. The person attacking you is casting a line to see if they can manipulate your emotions and establish social dominance over you. Most people fail this test immediately. You might force an awkward laugh to ease the tension, or you take the bait and start nervously defending your choices to the group. We are going to replace those reactions with a 5-step psychological operating system. Once you understand this framework, you will know exactly how to shut down disrespect the second it happens, flip the power dynamic, and command the room without ever raising your voice. Step 1 is to deny emotional feedback. The moment a verbal jab lands, your absolute first priority is to freeze your emotional state. The person throwing the insult is fishing for a very specific reward. They want to see your face flush with anger, or they want you to shrink in nervous submission. Getting that emotional reaction is their trophy, so you deny them the prize. Keep your facial muscles relaxed, do not look away, and absolutely suppress the urge to smile to smooth things over. Keep your expression entirely blank and calm. Step 2 is the critical strategic pause. You must resist the instinct to respond instantly. Instead, hold direct eye contact and let 3 to 5 seconds of total silence pass. This delay creates a void, dropping the intended social discomfort squarely back onto their shoulders. Human beings naturally panic in dead air. The insulter will scramble to fill the silence, stumbling over words or overcompensating by claiming it was a joke. By doing absolutely nothing, you remove the oxygen from their attack. You reclaim the pacing of the conversation, taking total control of the interaction with a single look. Step 3 is stating a boundary without an explanation. Sometimes silence won't break them, and you have to address the disrespect verbally. When this happens, avoid the justification trap. If you launch into a detailed defense of your actions, you are sending a message that your decisions required their validation and approval. The correct response is a flat, simple statement. You say no, or I don't accept that tone, and then you stop talking. Leaving out the explanation is the crucial mechanism. When you refuse to present evidence for your choices, you position yourself as an unquestionable authority in the dynamic. Step 4 is making the graceful exit. If they ignore your boundary and push, you must be willing to remove your attention. You don't need to storm out in a rage. Finish whatever small task is in front of you, politely excuse yourself, and walk away. Walking away under your own control sends a highly calibrated message. You demonstrate that your presence is a privilege, and you value your peace far more than toxic company. Enforcing that distance proves you have genuine self-respect. It teaches everyone watching that the consequence of crossing you is losing access to you entirely. You are no longer an available target. Step 5 is the crucial mental shift. The verbal and physical tactics we've covered act as your outer shield, but total immunity requires an internal adjustment. You have to accept an uncomfortable truth about human behavior. An insult directed at you is almost never an objective observation about your life. It is a confession of the attacker's own inner turmoil. When someone mocks your ambition or criticizes your ideas, they are broadcasting their own deep-seated jealousy or fear. Look closely at their hostility, and you will see a frightened, insecure version of themselves trying to pull you down. Once you decode this, your emotional state remains stable. Instead of absorbing their words as a personal wound, you observe their insults clinically. You treat their behavior as raw data about their flaws. Recognizing their projection turns an incoming attack into a diagnostic tool. The weapon they meant to use against you loses all its power. People often assume power requires a devastating, witty comeback. Real power means realizing there was never a valid fight to begin with. The moment you recognize the sheer weakness driving their behavior, you reach true invulnerability. You permanently remove their ability to inflict emotional harm. By applying these 5 steps, you opt out of the manipulator's game entirely. When you consistently apply this framework, the environment shifts. People will unconsciously adjust their posture, measure their words, and self-correct their tone before they speak to you. Because you speak less and react less, Your words carry immense weight. You project an aura of someone who simply cannot be provoked, manipulated, or belittled. You do not earn respect by begging for it or arguing. You command respect through calm, calculated discipline and unyielding boundaries. Stop giving detailed explanations to people who haven't earned them. Let them sit in the awkward silence they created. Protect your peace at all costs, and step into any room with unshakable ownership.